What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go first.
That every single person you cross paths with throughout this lifetime, they don't actually exist in the way that you think they do. They're all just different players in this game, meant to elude you to different aspects of yourself.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
That multi-level marketing companies are legal pyramid schemes, fixed and colluded by the government. Yes, all of them. Yes, even yours. Yes, I know your friend got a car, but hers is a scam too. I know your sister-in-law makes $1 million a year. She's making it off the backs of everybody else that's been scammed. I'm sure they're lovely people, but that's what cults do to you too. Because MLMs are also cults. I'm not the only one who's proved this countless times, but I am one of them. And if this came up on your FYP or you're watching this and you're like, what is this girl talking about? Give me a follow. It can be a really tough pill to swallow. But we're ending that stigma of failure one survivor at a time. Think of this as your post-MLM group therapy. Leave a story below. Let's commiserate together.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
If you view this world as this like hopeless, desolate, dark place that's been polluted and is just gonna like explode, or we're gonna kill each other, or we're gonna destroy the planet, that's how you view yourself. Whether consciously or subconsciously, deep in your own belief systems or right on the surface, you view yourself that way, and then you project it out onto the world. So, if you would like to view the world differently, you just take better care of yourself.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
The age of your emotional maturity is the same age as your biggest unhealed trauma. This means if you're holding on to trauma from when you were 15 years old, even if you don't realize it, you're going to react to every emotional situation the same way a 15-year-old would. I personally was 21 for a long time. If you're not sure where you're holding your trauma, you can use this to figure it out. Assess how you react to situations, and then determine which age range it would be appropriate to act that way. Go back over your life in that age range and determine what the trauma was so that you can heal it and grow.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
If you are not going to love, support, and care for your child, regardless of anything, you shouldn't have kids. Furthermore, if you're going to hit your kids or threaten to hit your kids, you also shouldn't have kids. Oh, I can already tell this video isn't gonna do well. But, yet looking outside and checking out my garden, I'm seeing that the crop of fucks to give is not growing very well. Be mad.
What is something people are not ready to hear? I'll go first.
Ooh, it's truth time. Most schools these days, especially college campuses, happen to be indoctrination camps.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Everybody is winging it, man. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. Everybody is winging it. I don't care who you are, what color your skin is, what gender you identify with, who your parents are, where you went to school, how much money you make, or what. Nobody knows what the hell is going on. So you just gotta wake up every day and be the best version of yourself, whatever that is.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
That your thoughts and mindset create every single thing in your life. And yes, I'm talking about negative things too. The way we think manifest in our physical reality. And if we are powerful enough to create something negative, trust me, you are powerful enough to create something positive.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
You are worthy of love. Let me repeat that. you, as you are now, are worthy of love. There's a toxic myth that you have to love yourself first before anyone else will love you. Like if you don't like yourself, why would anybody else? That's toxic and not true. Especially if you're mentally ill and you're in a dark place. You know, there are other reasons why you should work on self-care and work on loving yourself, but it's not so that you can be accepted by other people. You're worthy of love. And I'm sure there are people out there who love you.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
Probably that their friend can't hang out, but they were planning on it.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
That all the presidents in the United States are ran by the same entity. That parties don't matter, such as liberalism, Republican, Democrats. They all have the same end goal. That pretty much our government and any other government that is set up in this world that we live in will never be for the people. Ever. That their only end goal is to usher in the Antichrist spirit. That's it. That's all. That's why we have politicians intermingle with Hollywood. That is why we have the Freemasons. That is why we have the Illuminati and the elites. It is all ran by a cult. This world is of Satan. And a lot of people don't like to hear that.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
This is more so for eye doctors. You should not be giving an eye exam in a dark room with a bright light on a screen with dark lettering. Nobody sees the world like that. If you're driving down the street and you try to look at a sign and see what it says, the likelihood of it being dark outside with the sign lit up with dark lettering is slim. And what about those people who can't see in the evening or the early morning time? If the lighting isn't right, there's contrast problems. How I've always received eye exams, they never pertain to me in the real world. There are days I go in and I can see a lot better than I normally can see. But of course, when I'm in a dark room with perfect lighting and dark lettering, I'm going to be able to hone in on what it is that I'm looking at a lot easier than if I were outside with everything else conflicting with the way that I'm seeing. I would just really like to see a change in the way that eye exams are performed.
What is something people are not ready to hear?
This is going to be a hot take, and I hope you're really capable of hearing this and understanding where I'm coming from. So many people hold displaced anger towards loved ones who are in spirit, who have crossed over into love and light and gone through their own healing and their own life reviews to understand what caused them to do horrible things in life. But the people here who are living, who still feel anger towards them and refuse to forgive them and want to condemn them for these actions, you are carrying around a baggage that is not their problem, it is yours. You are carrying around a weight that you can choose to do the work to let go of, and you can choose to do the work to heal, but you're not, because it's easier to blame someone in spirit. I told my mom on her deathbed all the ways that she hurt me in my life, and I chose to forgive her because she was dying, and it was time for me to take on that burden of my trauma. You can do it too.